without further ado, I'd like to welcome back to the stage Mike Bacos, like tacos. This guy, he says yes to a lot of things, from motorcycle rides to Malort shots. So let's please welcome to the stage with his own Malort shot. Come on up, Mike Bacos.
Thank you, Stephen. So, yeah, I say yes to a lot of stupid, superficial things. Like, hey, you want to try Malort? Of course. Well, do you want to pay $150 a month to have a 300-pound dude choke you 4 times a week while you're wearing pajamas? Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, there are times where, like, when I say yes to things that are a little more, like, a little deeper, it makes me a little more introspective. So, let's go back to those great times, you know, during the pandemic, those long time ago, you know, those great times of the pandemic. And, I was working social media for a small veterans organization, and I was just burnt out. I was just like, I'm tired of social media. I just want to do something else. I'm a veteran, but I just got tired of the veteran scene. I'm like, I just want to be able to take my veteran uniform off and just be a normal dude. So I was living in Evanston at the time, and I was like, you know what? We're all working from home. Let me just move back to my parents up in Wisconsin and just save money on like not having to pay rent. So, you know, like just packed my stuff up from Evanston and moved up to Wisconsin where my parents were living at the time. I was like, you know what? I have this Wisconsin GI Bill. Maybe I should start pursuing my master's degree in computer science for free. Because, like, why not? I might as well use my veteran benefits. A few months later, I saw this job opening for a larger veteran organization. And what drew me to it was they have motorcycle riding program, like, to help with veterans' mental health, they do motorcycle rides. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty dope. I know I'm burnt out with social media. I know I'm burnt out with the veteran space. I suppose I can do this, and it would bring me back to Chicago. Like, they were starting to bring people back in the office, and I was like, yeah, fuck Wisconsin. I want to come back to Chicago. So I applied. A few hours later, I had a call from HR, and they wanted to set up their first interview. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So that went well. And then the two interviews after that, like I had like back-to-back interviews that week, and those went really well too. So I thought I was a shoo-in. But I didn't hear anything for a while. Now, I'm back home, living with my parents, and they're grateful, or like I'm grateful that they didn't make me pay rent. And you know, we got that stimmy money, so I'm pretty flush with cash. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna rent a road glide in San Francisco and ride it down to PCH all the way to LA. I'm like, actually I hate Harleys, but I'm like, fuck it, you know what? Why not? This is do the Great American Road Trip on a Great American motorcycle. So I get to San Francisco, and I get an email. They want to set up their last final interview with me, with their director, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on vacation. I tell them, like, I'm on vacation right now. I'm gonna go camping in Big Sur, but I can hit you up when I'm in LA. And they're like, yeah, that's cool, all right. So, you know, my trip just got more interesting. I got more excited. I'm like, oh, Big Sur looked way more awesome. Like, you know, just going across the Bixby Bridge felt way more awesome. Now I have like a job interview, I have a job prospect in the back of my mind. I'm like, oh my god, San Luis Obispo looks way more awesome than I'm sure it usually does. So I get to LA. I'm crashing at my buddy's place, and I tell him like, hey dude, I got this job interview. Could you like leave the room for like, I don't know, 20 minutes? He's like, yeah, sure. So he runs an errand with his wife, and you know, we do our little Zoom thing, and I find out that my interviewer also went to journalism school at Northwestern. So obviously all us elitists have to like talk about Northwestern for 45 minutes. And then we got to the actual job interview, and she's like, you know what, I wish I can hire you right now. But on Monday, I got that call, and I said yes. I said yes, I'll take the job. So I didn't think I didn't think anyone was gonna pay me to ride motorcycles. I was like, oh, this is a far-fetched dream. No one's gonna pay me to ride motorcycles all over the place. But the first thing they did was, they're like, wait, you ride motorcycles? You're like the only one in this department that rides motorcycles? We're gonna send you to Utah to ride motorcycles in Park City. They paid for my flight there, they paid for my Yamaha XSR 900, paid for my stay there. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, this is what it's like to get paid to ride motorcycles? This is fucking sweet. And then they're like, hey, Harley Homecoming, we're gonna send some veterans there. Do you wanna go ride up to Harley Homecoming? I'm like, fuck yeah. So, but the catch was, like, I was like, I'll do it, but I'm gonna ride it on an Indian. Like, well, all right, we'll pay for that. Yeah. So I rode an Indian Challenger to the Harley Museum because fuck you, Harley. No offense to all you Harley riders, but you know, I am an Indian guy now, I guess. And then recently, they sent me to Daytona Bike Week. And I had to ride a Harley again, and they gave me track credentials to Daytona Bike or to the Daytona International Speedway. Watch the batters race. I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking ridiculous. You know, like people are actually paying me to ride motorcycles.
It's a good job.
Yeah. But then and this has gone on for 3 years. But then I think about it again, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm surprisingly burnt out. Back to where I started. Burnt out with social media. Burnt out with being in the veteran space. And I'm like, you know, dealing with middle class politics. I feel like goddamn North Shore Nancy in Naperville, you know, even though Naperville's in the South, but you know, whatever. I just feel so middle class and boring. I'm like, what the fuck? I feel drained. So I think about that, yes. I'm like, fuck. I mean, why did there are times where I might regret saying that, yes, despite riding the motorcycles, despite, you know, doing all the cool shit, and getting paid for it. Because I'm like, again, back to where I started. But I think about it, saying yes brought me back to Chicago. And it, you know, it gave me a community. I got to meet all these cool ass motorcyclists, you know, at Motoblog. And like, they don't all ride Harleys. Like, oh, damn, people ride cafe racers and sport bikes and all that. There's other bikes besides Harleys. If I was stuck in Wisconsin, that would have been the case. So saying yes brought me here. Saying yes brought me to a tribe that I pay $150 a month to have 300-pound dudes strangle me 4 times a week. And for some reason, I still love that. And saying yes, you know, it, last but not least, it has me leading off a storytelling event and having my travel writing professor from Northwestern, who I'm excited to hear stories about. You know, I'm honored to be here and to just lead off with all this and having someone say yes to bring me up on the stage. So thank you guys very much.
You never know where yes is going to take you, which is awesome. Thank you so much for rejoining us on stage. Mike was really excited to get back up here, and was really excited to have him back as well. So, and Mike is at a perfect example of you never know where yes is going to take you, and sometimes it brings you home, which is the most important time to say yes.